What is up, my brothers from another mother? In this video I'm going to be talking to you about the things that I hate about the M3. Now when I'm talking about the M3, I'm talking about the E9 series M3, so the sedan, the coupe, the convertible. I'm also talking about the M3, the M4, the current generation. These cars are wonderful cars. They are the benchmark. They are it's literally, you know, the reason why Lexus is always in the relentless pursuit of perfection is because they're always trying to make an ISF, an RCF, or something that's better than an M car, the M3, the M4 category. Now, that being said, these are not perfect cars, and there are things that have bothered me about owning my E93 M3, which is a convertible model, for those of you that don't know the details. So let's dive into that. The first thing is, of course, the hardtop. Now, this only applies to the M4 cab and the M3 convertible. The convertible top, actually, I believe, and somebody can leave a comment below if I'm mistaken, I believe that it's the exact same top in the M4 and the E93 M3. They just carried it over, which to me is a pretty fucking lazy design principle and engineering principle. If you're bringing out a new generation car, the car should be new. Why are you bringing over, you know, the exact same hardtop and mechanism? I know with the M4, they allow you to drop the top as you're driving up to a certain speed now, but one, it's lazy really to make the exact same top fit on the next car. It kind of looks out of place when you look at it. It looks like it was designed for the E93, not for the M4 cab, and don't like it, guys. You know, really, BMW, if you're watching this, you should have tried a little bit harder. The other thing about the convertible top that I didn't like is the hardtop. Personally, I prefer the look of the soft top. I think it's more classy. It takes up way less space in the trunk. You can have a nice soft top convertible and drive in the wintertime, drive in all weather conditions. These fabric tops are very durable, and because they take up less space in the trunk, they're just a much better design for the M cars. They're also lighter, which brings me to the hardtop itself. It's made out of steel. You know, in a day where BMW's invested so much money in their carbon fiber reinforced plastic technologies and where they put them in composites and stuff like that, like the front fenders, for example, on my E93 M3, they're made out of composite plastics. The roof on the car, however, was made out of steel. Now, I get it, maybe because there's a hailstorm every once in a while and you don't want to ruin you know, the material, and it's a stronger material, but why can you put a carbon fiber reinforced plastic top on the M3 coupe or the M4 coupe or the M3 sedan in the new model? Why can't you get it? Like, why did you not include it in the hardtop model? It would have saved a considerable amount of weight. It would have saved considerable amount of weight in the mechanism that lowers the top. You know, obviously, you know, brings the top up and down because you wouldn't need as much. So it would just improve the overall dynamics of the car. Not that the car had noticeably different driving dynamics over the coupe. I've talked about it before. They're very close, but the extra weight and the space it takes up in the trunk, that's it. I'm going to end the rant there on the hardtop. The other thing I don't like about the M3, M4 cars is people people have this view and opinion of BMW drivers. They just do. They think you're a douchebag. They think you're, you know, an asshole. They just think that you own the road. And I've been a member of a number of different car clubs, Subaru clubs. I had a bunch of domestic cars, you know, BMW M cars as well. And car guys are car guys. You know, there's always going to be a douchebag in every room. There's always going to be a bad actor in every group. It just, you know, like, it just is what it is. It's what you're going to get. But the thing that I don't like about the M3 specifically, it doesn't happen with my M5. You know, I noticed with the M3, people did not want to let me in traffic. Okay, you're driving a bright white M3 with red leather and a convertible top. For some reason, they just don't like you. In a car like this, it's more subdued, dark metallic. It looks like pretty much any other 5 Series. They'll let you merge in traffic. With the M3, they always gave me a hard time letting me in. I don't know what it is. People just think that M3 drivers are douchebags, and couldn't be further from the truth. Some of my greatest friends that I've met over the years have driven M cars, especially M3s, and they're all brilliant people. It's just, you get a bad rap. So it's another thing that I don't like about the M3. The last and final thing that I'm going to point to is there's some inherent design flaws. I'm going to talk specifically about the E9 series M3 because that's one that I owned. But there are throttle actuator problems with this plastic piece. It's basically a plastic sprocket that's used to actuate the throttle bodies on the engine. It was a 4-liter V8, so there was 8 of them because they're individually controlled. And they designed this throttle actuator as a plastic piece. Now, when you're getting into a $70,000, $80,000 car, plus your options when it was new, when you were buying it, I'm talking Canadian dollars, of course, you can adjust for where you are in the world. When you're putting that kind of money down on a car, why is the manufacturer giving you this shitty plastic piece? I get that plastic is cheaper to manufacture and it might save some weight, but aluminum is not that much more expensive, and maybe the price point of the car would go up 50 bucks, 60 bucks, I don't know, to have something that's a little bit more reliable. So things like that would break. Also the rod bearing failures, which I made a video about, I'll put a card up. There really were not a lot of rod bearing failures, but I've seen comments from people. I had one guy that left a comment in my rod bearing failure video. It was like, well, if you're driving down the street with your family in the car and the engine blew and you hit an oil slick and you spun out and you almost killed everybody, blah, 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 I hope it happens to you, projecting all that anger towards me and stuff. But BMW is a fine automobile. Let's be honest, it's a fine automobile. It's designed well. Again, it's the benchmark, and again, it's also one of the reasons why Lexus is always in the relentless pursuit of perfection, because they're trying to catch up. But these silly design flaws that cause bad press, bad media, the thing about bad stories, and I know this in my own business, is a negative story will travel to 10 times more ears than a good story. If somebody has a good experience with something, they hardly tell anybody, they just let it be. If they have a bad experience, they tell a lot of people. So the rod bearing failures and the throttle actuators are really the biggest problems out of the E9 series M3s. I know that there's starting to be some apparent problems with the M3s and 4s, the new generation, the F-bodies. Nothing that I've heard that's too significant, but I just wish that BMW would have put a little extra effort into thinking about small things like this. If your design clearances are not consistent with what you've been building over the years you've been building cars, why would you change the tolerances, to potentially have engine failures because of rod bearings? People are going to modify these cars. They know people modify these cars. When they modify these cars, it causes problems for them. Why would you design a plastic sprocket to actuate the throttle, the throttle bodies? Why? Like, come on, fuck, seriously. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I'd love to hear what you don't like about the M3 or M4 models. Leave a comment below. Of course, like, subscribe, and browse the rest of the videos on the channel. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Have an awesome one. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.